All right, we're live at Baltimore Comic Con. I'm here with a good friend of mine I know for a very, very long time. So this is kind of surreal because we're both in our element, and you're obviously the man. You're the big man on canvas right now.
Am I?
Yeah, everybody I see walk past you, they're looking to say something to you.
Because I guess, I don't know. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know.
Hey, I'm here with my buddy Demetrius Holt. We're here. What booth is this, by the way? Number?
This booth 501.
501 at Baltimore Comic Con. So before we talk about the booth real quick, let's catch up with Demetrius. So again, I've known him for years. He's been a big influence in my nerdom. Also, not just my nerdom, but like somebody that made it like acceptable to be a nerd. Like, big guy that walks around and likes cartoons and doesn't care what anyone has to say. Like, that's big motivation right there. As you know, being a nerd was hard growing up. But for you, did you really have any struggles with that?
There was that one instance when my comic book card collection got stolen.
Yeah.
And that was like in the third grade. And my mom came to the school and she was like, I want the cards back now. You know, and they turned up by the end of the day. So, you know, my mom always had my support on that whole thing, and then my dad, you know, he was always the one that says, hey, let's build this, and it ended up being the '89 Batmobile. So, like, the influence was always there. As far as education, my brother's 13 years older than me, so there was always, you know, G1 Transformers or Dune, or, you know, the 4-hour version of Dune, not the 2-hour one. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always been there, like Warlock and stuff like that. Yeah. So I've always been of this sort, but I always had time to play sports and always had time to like work. So that's essentially what I've been doing.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, obviously, like, Demetrius is the guy who had the Dragon Ball collection in his book bag, had all the action figures, knew all the knowledge and background about anything Marvel, DC, anything. But which is the weird thing is that the cosplay community is something that you recently just got upon, and it makes sense. But where was the hesitation in that? Because it's right there in your element.
To be honest with you, like, I don't know how serious y'all want to get. Last year I got divorced, and so while going through like the whole separation deal, I needed something that I wanted to do that I didn't do with my ex. And to be honest, I mean, yeah, we dressed up for Halloween, but going to a convention was something that we always did, but we never dressed up. So I said, you know, whatever, F it. You know, let me go and, you know, do what I always do. You know, I never half-ass anything, always go with a full ass. And so my first cosplay was that Kratos right there where I got body painted, and that was like 3 weeks from a bodybuilding competition. So it kind of worked out. And then as far as going beyond that, I got convinced by a friend to join the Mortal Kombat scene, and I had like a preliminary Sub-Zero that didn't look all that good, and I was like, you know, I could do better than this. And next thing you know, I came up with this Sub-Zero, which is this figure right here. So from there, I just started thinking like, well, what else can I do as far as cosplay goes? What's within my wheelhouse? And since I am a comic book and toy collector, I had a lot of items and accessories already for characters that I could just pull out of my behind, you know. So I had like a limited edition Green Lantern, and why not use that and just go as a closet cosplay Jon Stewart with a Black Heroes Matter shirt on, which I am also representative of, as well as figure this in 3D. So it's all of this kind of just came out of nowhere just because I decided to do something different and do something outside of my own box. And yeah, I'm just here, and yeah.
Nonetheless, though, everyone knows that the Hellspawned Cosplay, which is your official Instagram, is well respected. You post it frequently with fans coming up to you asking you, are you that guy? Yeah. Again, your presence here, which I've seen, your presence at other conventions, I believe Awesome Con, Blur Con.
I've been at NecoCon, Otacon, and you know, some things are falling into place, but I definitely plan on going to like the bigger ones, like San Diego next year, New York, Dragon Con, and I want to see what that's like. I don't know what I'm going to bring, but more than likely I'm going to bring this He-Man or this. Well, I've been called Hebrew today, and Afro He-Man. So now that I'm actually getting a chance to get a feel for this, you know, this is the end of a 12-week prep for this as far as the diet goes. So I'm thinking about next year and see where we go.
Well respected. Okay, so let's talk about the booth that we're at right now. So we're at Figure This. Now this is something state of the art to me. Now I've been to some of the bigger conventions. I've been to San Diego. I've been to OCD before. But I've seen you post this on your social media, and it definitely jumped out to me. And even still now, it's very surreal to see what's going on. But can you explain to the fans exactly what this booth is about? A little bit of the history, if you have it as well too, and everything else. How did you become a face of this booth?
Okay, so essentially what Figure This in 3D does first is that we have you jump into the booth, take 174 pictures in 2 seconds, compile a 3D GIF of yourself, then send it to you within the next 24 hours. And then you can decide whether or not you want to have a figure of yourself made. Now, they're made out of a sandstone resin. So the thing is, it's very receptive to a lot of different designs. Like if you can tell from here, my tattoos are very much the same, and it's all photorealistic. It's all there. As far as how I got involved with Figure This in 3D, I decided to take a scan. You know, when I was at AwesomeCon 2017 last year, it was my first cosplay as Kratos. I jumped into the booth, and then I ended up telling my mom, you know, like, hey, yeah, you know, they make these figures of people and stuff like that. She was like, wait a minute, stop. I can have a figure of you? I can have like an action figure of you? It's like an action figure that's not articulated or anything, but she was like, wait, I can actually have a figure of you. Yeah. As many action figures as we collect, I can actually have one of you.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. She was like, well, what's the biggest one you can get? And I'm like 14 inches, you know? But I mean, Mom, they're kind of expensive, you know, like it's a premium item, you know. They range from $100 to $675, but the thing is, it's kind of worth it because my mom was like, let me get that, and she just dropped it right then and there. It came like 6 weeks later, and then the owner, black-owned company, Dylan, right here, come here. This man right here contacted me and was like, look, this is the first 14-inch figure that I've ever had made, so I want to be able to talk to you about coming on and helping us build a team to promote Figure This in 3D. So when he contacted me, I was like, all right, well, you know, that's a little weird, but then I didn't know any better. So I talked to him, his wife, and very nice people and very, you know, on the up and up. And I was able to pull a couple people from the cosplay community that I knew, and we started this whole like journey of going to conventions and getting scans of people. Like, what is that? She's a dark elf, right? Yeah. Something like that. Anyways, other cosplayers who have a bigger name and bigger following than I do have started to jump on board. They are starting to see that the value of a picture is not that high compared to actually holding yourself, you know, and then having yourself within a cabinet somewhere, you know. So that's how I got involved with it. That's what we do. We immortalize people. We make you feel like you are more important than you actually are, but we're not going to say that in person. That's going to get edited, I hope. So, that's how I got involved in. Yeah, thanks to my mom. Damn.
Your mom is dope. Mom got the baddest cars. I mean, she's as big as his nerd as he is. So great motivation, man. Shout out to moms for that. So, where will we be seeing Figure This next? What's the next convention that people can catch you guys at?
I think the first one we're doing next year is probably AwesomeCon.
Okay.
Because I think I think that might be in June.
You have, this CosplaCon in January or February?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure, just because I know that that their deadlines come up quick, and you don't know when you're supposed to like register for them. But we are also doing corporate and bodybuilding competitions. So, you know, like there's another angle to it. If you're a bodybuilder, if you're somebody who was like, maybe you're on a pageant somewhere, if you want to have a figure of yourself, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just makes sense.
Yeah, it's definitely not limited to just cosplay. I definitely seen some maternity sets down here. I seen some little kids, football. I mean,
look at that.
That's awesome.
I mean,
right
and
there.
then also your cake topper if you're getting married and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh.
Like Mike Washington and his girl. Like Mike Washington and his girl, they gonna get married and all that stuff. Cake topper.
Yeah, well, look, we definitely appreciate you taking some time to chat with us real quick. We got a lot to plug here. So first of all, let's get you down, Pat. Where can people follow your cosplay?
My cosplay is at Hellspawned Cosplay. That's the PG site, and we're going to keep it that. That's the only thing you need to know. That's the one where little kids follow me. So we're going to keep it to just, scantily clad women who are dressed like the comic book characters that they want. We're gonna keep it that way.
And also, too, Figure This.
Figure This in 3D. Also at Figure This in 3D as well.
Okay.
And then also check out at Black Heroes Matter.
Okay.
And Those Nerds, at Those Nerds. That's the Nerdpocalypse podcast. I am occasionally on that show. I also do movie reviews for them as well. Yeah, so.
And the Mortal Kombat cosplay group.
DMV Combatants. That's something else. Like I said, the Sub-Zero that I'm a part of, the group, they have a small following, but it's growing. So please add to that. All right.
Awesome. Hey, well, look, thank you for taking some time to chat with me, my buddy, my man. Sure. Keep having fun today, and awesome con.
All right, then.